Look at that, forcing an error, exactly what we want. Vinicius, Toni Kroos, look at that. Nice football. There are many different ways of creating great tactics in Football Manager. Today, we're going to be looking at a unique way of creating a good tactic by getting the best out of certain players. Today, we've chosen Real Madrid, so dig galacticos, and we're trying to get the best out of certain players like Benzema, Luka Modric, Vinicius Jr., and also Toni Kroos. Not just by getting good average rating, but we also want to see them in the match engine performing the way that we want to and helping our tactic become, well, what we want it to be. So, let's get stuck in right away. Yes, people, welcome to the channel. Rather than just me giving you a tactic for you to download, today we're going to be trying to create a tactic. So we're not going to play a whole season and look at results. We're actually just going to create a tactic, play a few games, and hopefully certain players get the desired effect during games. So we're going to be looking at some of the key players, and the way we're going to do this, I touched on it in the last video actually. So the way I'm going to do this is sort out by ability, but also look at the style of player and read what each style means. So for an example, technical players will generally provide the foundation for what the team does when in possession. They will be comfortable with the ball at their feet and will seek to exploit their opponent's weaknesses by using that to create chances whilst keeping things defensively secure at the other end. So for Benzema, for Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, we're going to be looking at technical roles. That could be a playmaking role, well, mainly playmaking roles. Up top, a trequartista, possibly a false nine. Luka Modric can play advanced playmaker, Roman playmaker, a deep line playmaker, and the same too as Toni Kroos. He can also be a register. So from the get-go, I already have an idea of certain roles that I want to be using for these players. There are of course other players that I like. For an example, David Alaba, Vinicius Jr., 100% Vinicius Jr., possibly Marco Asensio, but he is a creative player, and already I want my creative responsibilities to go to players like Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, and Karim Benzema. So the 5 players that I've highlighted are going to be my 5 key players, and we're going to try and build a tactic around these 5 players. First, we're going to have to find the shape. I'm not quite sure what shape yet, so I'm just going to set a 4-4-2 here. I'm going to put Benzema in his favorite position, David Alaba as well at left back, Luka Modric centre midfield, Toni Kroos centre midfield, and who was the last person? Vinicius Jr., 100% a left winger. Because we've got the technical and creative players like Benzema, Luka Modric, and Toni Kroos, it's possibly a good idea just to have intelligent and physical players around them so they can do their business, and we can rely on the physical and intelligent players to work hard, but also use the intelligence to exploit spaces. Now I'm back looking at the squad. I'm just going to fill the squad. So Rudiger in goal, Courtois at the back. Valverde could possibly be in the midfield with the the two technical players, and then we have that physical player doing the hard work. So it could possibly be a 4-3-3. We can drop Valverde into DM, but I possibly want Toni Kroos to be a playmaker in this sort of area here. He could be a deep line playmaker, a register if we're playing an aggressive system, or a Roman playmaker. For now, we are just going to use a deep line playmaker. For Luka Modric, we're going to use another playmaking role, possibly Roman playmaker, but he is going to drop deep. We already have Toni Kroos being responsible for that deep build-up. Luka Modric could be responsible or partly responsible for creativity in that mid, but also in that attacking third. Toni Kroos is going to be responsible in the deep to mid third, and then we can have Luka Modric being creative, but also in that sort of half space as well. We're going to use an advanced playmaker on attack. Now looking for a role for Valverde, possibly a central midfielder on attack. That could be quite physical, having to make off the ball runs often, considering Benzema is also going to be a playmaker up the top as well. It's going to be nice to have runs coming off him. So possibly a central midfielder on attack, possibly a box-to-box midfielder, of course, getting up and down the pitch, linking play, but we could possibly have Luka Modric already linking play for us. Could be a ball winner midfield, just that midfield destroyer, or you could be a Carrilero, possibly a Mazzala, but I'm thinking central midfielder on attack. So we're going to start with a central midfielder on attack, of course, dependent on other roles around him. Now for right back, we might struggle. We could play Eder Militao, but I actually want him as a centre back. Lucas Vazquez and Nacho are the 2 guys that I'm looking at, or even Dani Carvajal. I think all 3 of them are similar. Alvaro, on the other hand, he's technical, so he could be a complete wing back or an inverted wing back, which we might not be using in this tactic. So Lucas Vazquez, Nacho, and Dani Carvajal are the players that I'm looking at. I'm not quite sure it really matters who, but I'm going to put Dani Carvajal today. The leader style reads, whether things are going well or not, you want to be able to turn to strong characters in the team, whether it's to maintain a strong run of performances or to turn things around. Strong leaders will have the character to shoulder the responsibility of expectation and can be relied upon to consistently perform well when it matters. So we're not necessarily looking for a fancy role. It could just be players that we rely on. It could be a reliable role, something like a wing back on support, possibly a full back on support, just something that we can rely on, but it's not placing too much creative responsibility on. Oh, wait just a second and grab your phones and make sure you download that OneFootball app, because OneFootball has kindly sponsored this video once again. Now, OneFootball is a fantastic football app that you guys should be downloaded. I've already downloaded it. I like using it. I like following Saka. I can follow Saka on the app by just clicking on a little star button, and I get all the notifications that I need about Saka. But also I can check team stats. I can check football news. I can also watch match highlights as well, which is also my favorite thing. Sometimes I'm just laying down late at night, just going through my phone, scrolling and scrolling. But the good news doesn't end there, because every Saturday there is a selected match. There's a selected Serie A match every Saturday, and you can watch a Serie A game for free every Saturday. This Saturday is going to be Empoli versus AC Milan. Don't miss it. I will see you guys there. Don't miss it. Make sure you download that app though. The link will be in the description, or the link is in the description. Downloading that will help this channel out a lot. So simply just clicking on that link supports this channel. So for Danny Carvajal, we're just going to leave him as a fullback on support for the moment. And for David Alaba, he's actually quite intelligent. He's got intelligent movement. So possibly a wing back on support that uses intelligent movement, considering he has to get further forward. Possibly a complete wing back. He's got to roam from his position, so again he has to use that intelligence. So we could possibly use a complete wing back. I would have used a wing back on support if we could add roam from position in his player instructions, but you can't quite do that. Inverted wing back as well. Now we all use a complete wing back on support for David Alaba. Back to the squad to fill in the rest of the team. Eder Militao at the back. And lastly, well, we've got one more position. We could create an asymmetric tactic, possibly something quite funky, or just a more traditional 4-3-3, go for the right winger, considering we don't have many great right wingers in this team though. Now you guys might call me crazy, but I'm looking at the right wingers. I'm not really fancying anyone. Marco Asensio, no. Eden Hazard, no. That's really it. That's where it stops. We've got Rodrigo here, but he's not that great. If we look at him, possibly Rodrigo, he is physical, but I am also looking at Tchouaméni, and I'm looking at creating an asymmetric tactic here where we could just leave it like this and then put him. So we move him there as a right winger, and then we can play him as a defensive winger. How do you guys feel about that? We could use a defensive winger for Aurelien Tchouaméni. I'm probably butchering his name. I'm so bad with pronunciations, but we can use a defensive winger on support. And this is what our team is looking at the moment. Up top, possibly a playmaking role. It could be a deep line forward. It could be a complete forward. Or it could be a trequartista, false 9. We are going to go with a false 9. And then we're going to go with an inside forward on attack for Vinicius Jr. And we're just going to kind of attack heavy on the left-hand side, because that is where our best players are. We've got a complete wing-back, our advanced playmakers, our inside forward even. And we've just got a lot of our creativity on one side of the pitch. The other side is kind of the workhorse side. Now, when it comes to the mentality, the style of play, I believe it will be a waste if we didn't play anything that was kind of aggressive on the front foot. Being a little bit more laid back, I'm not sure we're going to get the best out of our creative players and our, well, intelligent players as well. So possibly something a little bit aggressive. We don't necessarily have to go too attack heavy, like very attacking. It could be positive to start off. We can play a game or two, and then we can kind of see how it plays out. In possession, we of course want to play it out from the back, considering we got some players collecting the ball, the deep line playmaker, Luka Modric as well. So we're just going to play out from the back, and we're going to keep things short and possibly with a slightly higher tempo. So this will ask the team to go about their business in a more urgent fashion than the team mentality allows, moving the ball around quickly and decisively, using the intensity of the approach to unsettle the opposition. So with the positive mentality, they are just kind of knocking the ball about, being patient, waiting for that opening, or we can just try and knock the door down a little bit and kind of play with that higher tempo, which we may do. We can work the ball into the box as well. We are trying to get the best out of certain players. We can work the ball into the box, play the ball into someone like Benzema's feet, and Yeah, that's possibly it. We could pass into space. So pass into space instructs players to look to make passes into open spaces for their teammates to run onto. Now, I'm not necessarily sure this is going to be a great idea considering we've got an advanced playmaker and also Benzema. We want the ball to be played into feet often, especially to those players, and those players are going to be our focus players. Advanced playmaker, deep line playmaker, your team naturally looks for your playmakers, and I don't necessarily want our team to pass it into their path, mainly into their feet, but we may have to compromise because we can pass into space, and considering we're focusing on play down the left, we are looking for these intelligent players and also these physical players. So when we are looking for those players, possibly we can get the ball into their path rather than into their feet. Transition wise, like I said earlier, I want to be on the front foot. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to use counter press. We could use regroup. We can go for regroup, kind of settle in our shape and then break on the counter possibly. So what we can do, we can counter press, but not maintain that press for long periods. So now when we're out of possession, we've dropped back into our defensive shape. We can engage them a little, just not allowing them to push out, and then we can have the trigger presser more often. Prevent short goalkeeper distribution, we don't necessarily need that. We might want to get stuck in, be a little bit more intensive in our challenges and try and get on that break because we want to break as well, obviously. And also we can use the offside trap as well, as we would like to. In defense as well, Rudiger possibly, essential defender on stopper possibly, to try and use these physical attributes as much as we can possibly do. And then go a super keeper on support possibly. And yeah, that kind of wraps up. And now we're gonna skip to a game and hopefully we see some nice football. So we're here at the first game against Frankfurt, which is being ruined actually by friendlies because now Rudiger's not fit, Modric's not fit, Eder Militao's injured as well, so we're gonna have to change the team a little bit. So I feel I might skip this one because, I mean, we're not gonna be using the players that we want to be using. We don't even have a defender. Look at this, oh my God. So yeah, I'll skip this one and hopefully our team's fit for the next game. We lost that game on penalties though. We were kind of the dominant side, so not all bad, not all bad. So we have arrived at the first game. Not everybody's fit, but I guess they're just going to have to deal with it. I guess they are going to have to deal with it. First game is Getafe away. So team talk all sorted, all of that good stuff, and we're going to get into it. But we're going to have to use 2D. I like to use 2D when I'm creating tactics, just so I can see. I feel I can just see the pitch better. David Alaba, yellow carded already in the 6th minute. So here's Vinicius Jr. now for Real Madrid. Valverde, Tchouameni. These are not the creative players. Lucas Vasquez plays it to Rudiger. Rudiger brings it forward a little bit. Lucas. I mean, that defensive winger is seeing a lot of the ball, ain't he? He's out on that right flank. He's surely going to whip this in. No, he's not. Lucas Vasquez, Toni Kroos, Luka Modric. Vinicius. Toni Kroos to Luka Modric to Vinicius. The link up, the trio, the link up. That was beautiful. Tchouameni doing absolutely fantastically well out on that right flank. He's seen a lot of the ball. There's Toni Kroos, Luka Modric. Look, get the ball to the creative players. There's Vinicius Jr. Just, you know, work the ball around the creative players. Get your physical players, your intelligent players off the ball. And what a goal, what a start. Toni Kroos, Vinicius Jr. running wide of the ball into the box. Luka Modric. We are using extensive highlight, by the way, as well, extended. So if too many highlights stop popping up, and meaningless highlights as well, we can drop down to key highlight once we feel we've got a grip of the tactic and we know how it works. Here's Rudiger bringing the ball forward to Tchouameni. This is going to be a long highlight. Valverde, look at us just popping the ball back. Benzema. Oh, he could have went for goal, but he pulled it back to... Oh, he's tried to create there, but he could have had a shot at goal himself. So we are at halftime. Not much attacking threat. Not much is happening at Getafe, so we can go back to the tactic now. So for Benzema, I actually might change his role to a deep line forward on support or attack. We might go for attack. To attack heavy possibly. We'll go for attack. We're also going to speed up the tempo, but we're going to drop the pass into space. I think we've got a free kick here in a dangerous area. Toni Kroos hits it, goes wide. Not much or nothing at all is happening in the second half apart from that free kick. It looks like we're just happy to settle for this 1-0 win here. Oh, there's Tchouameni, Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, Benzema, Valverde. Unlucky. Unlucky. I do feel like we played a bit wide. Our players weren't close. Nah, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy. Though I'm feeling that our attacking width could possibly be narrow, possibly. Try and channel play in central areas, just so that Luka Modric and Toni Kroos can see more of that ball. So that's what I might do as well. Oh, here's Benzema, picks up the ball from deep, plays it into Vinicius. Oh, what a ball to Valverde. Oh, lovely goal. Lovely, lovely goal. It's 2-0 to Real Madrid. So it seems that we are moving the ball quicker. We are moving the ball quicker, which is a good thing, which is what we wanted. Because in the first half, it was a bit dry, especially in the start of the second half as well. But we got a little bit fortunate there. 2-0 to Real Madrid. Courtois with the ball. He's going to roll it out to Rudiger, out to Lucas Vazquez. You can see he's not quite familiar with that roll there. He's lost the ball there. He's not quite familiar. Oh, what a pass from Toni Kroos. Oh, it's a foul. I feel that might be the end of the game. We move on to the next game. Getafe, by the way, didn't have a shot at goal. Now looking at the key players, Benzema, he created 3. It says clear-cut chances created, but it says he created 3. So he created 3. Luka Modric created 1 as well. Toni Kroos being a deep line playmaker, he's not really going to create many. Luka Modric and Vinicius Jr. got the assist today as well. So all is good from our key players. So from that game, we're going to stick with the changes. So a deep line forward on attack in possession, kind of fairly narrow, higher tempo, speed up the play a little bit, and then pass into space. Actually, we might keep the tempo back or leave it on higher just to test it out for one more game, not to make too many changes. Now let's get stuck into the next game. So against Espanyol, this is the team that we're going to go with. It's basically the team that we want, apart from Vallejo at the back. I don't rate the centre back at all, but this is the team that we're going to go with. Hopefully we get the result that we want as well. Espanyol have an early throw here. Lazo, Pedroza, Edu. Whoa. That wasn't in the script. Oh, here's Vinicius. Alaba. Vinicius to Toni Kroos. He's wasted that. Oh, Vinicius Modric play across the goal. Surely. What happened there? I can't believe we conceded that early as well. Toni Kroos with a corner. Whips it. It falls to Dani Carvajal. Another whipping, and it looks like a penalty. We could be let off here. This could be a huge let off. Decision, penalty awarded. Is Benzema stepping up? Please bury this. Please bury this. And he does. Comfortable. No question. Don't even know why I doubted him. Rudiger with the ball. Plays it to Valverde. Benzema. Oh, come on, boys. Edu. Espanyol. Oh, my days. Oh, my God. What is going on with this defense? That's 2 shots on target and 2 goals. I mean, we shouldn't be losing. We're somehow losing. And yeah. So I'm going to take offside trap off because I don't trust this centre back. We're also going to speed up the play a lot more as well. And we're going to get stuck in just like that. I mean, we can't lose surely today at the Bernabeu. We've got a corner here. Toni Kroos whips it in. It's 2-2. We've been let off by 2 set pieces. One, a penalty, and the other, a corner. I'm not complaining, but it's not what we want to see. We'll skip that anyway. Valverde with a header. One more goal. I wouldn't mind though. I wouldn't mind one more goal here. Well, that was a very bad performance. The central defense kind of let us down there. I feel Jesus Vallejo let us down, even though he's got a 7.1 there. God knows how. We might want to tweak David Alaba's role here. So for Alaba's role, I'm not sure. Should we stick with it one more game? Complete wing back. We'll stick with it one more game. We're actually going to go to attacking. We're going to reduce this all the way to much shorter. Take that off. And we're just going to see how this plans out. Possibly overlap or underlap. No, we'll leave that. I'm just going to see how this plans out for today. Eder Militao is also back. Team talk all done. I can't believe we drew that game to Espanyol. Oh, Tuchemani cuts the ball out. Toni Kroos, Valverde, Rudiger. Toni Kroos, Modric. Let's build up patiently here, boys. Well done. Oh, what a pass. Valverde breaking through. What a goal. Vinicius Jr. finds Valverde. And what a lovely goal that is. Look at these. The link up. The trio again. The Modrics, the Toni Kroos. And the Vinicius. What a finish. And the Vinicius linking up that trio has Rudiger on the ball. Valverde, Toni Kroos. Oh, the pass there. There's Valverde breaking through once again. Tuchemani whips it. That's a poor cross. Falcao number 3. Here's Rudiger. He loves to bring the ball forward, but his passing's a bit off. Oh, what a pass. Vinicius couldn't control that. Why you got to head that? Bring him down, boys. Well done, Toni Kroos. Vinicius. Alaba. Tony. Okay, nice football. Nice football. Lovely foot. Don't be disallowed. It's not. It's Benzema. Look at the football. Look at the football. Vinicius and Modric linking up again with Alaba this time. That intelligent movement we're hoping to see. We kind of got a little piece of it there. And what a goal. What a goal. 2-0 inside the first 7 minutes. Oh, it's another highlight. Vinicius. Toni Kroos plays that run. And we've got the players to find that pass as well. So we've got Luka Modric, we've got Toni Kroos, Vinicius Jr. is obviously playing those passes often as well. Nicely won by Rudiger. Here's Militao. Vinicius cuts in, plays it to Valverde, back to Kroos. I know it's only Rayo Vallecano, but we are seeing some lovely football and from the players that we want as well. It's all about seeing what we want from the players. Toni Kroos, deep line playmaker. We want to see that expansive passing range, the intelligent movement though. Anybody could have possibly made that movement. Let me not big up the goal too much. And Vinicius Jr. on the end of it, which is what we want. Our inside forward on the end of our chances. Ooh, good movement. Just onside. We've got a corner here. Toni Kroos whips it. Benzema. This is going to be a long day in the office for Rayo Vallecano. It's 4-0 to Real Madrid. Toni Kroos whips it in, finds Benzi. It's literally a 5-man team. So we've got Alaba. It's nice to see Alaba actually having a good game. Oh, it's Benzema. Toni Kroos sets it up. It's 5-0. Benzi hat trick. This is too much. This is too much. Alaba finds Kroos. He knocks it down to Benzi and he just buries it. It's 5. We should be on top of that league. Oh, I've just missed another highlight. Who's number 4? It's Alaba. He almost scored. Toni Kroos whips it in. They are set-piece specialists as well, some of these players. And what we want from Tuchemani is just to do the dog work. Referee! Luka Modric today is the only one that's not necessarily having a good game. Here's Alaba. He's going to whip in another free kick and it goes wide. That's just bringing us down at this point. 20 minutes left of today's game. I think, yeah, Real Madrid are just going to shut this game out now. We're just going to shut this game out. Here's Balu, plays it to Lejean. Abdul Mumin. He was a decent centre-back at Vitória, actually, in Portugal. They've been broken through. Yes. That defence line, maybe the offside trap isn't a good idea, especially with the central defender on stopper. Our trap is just getting broken each time someone plays that pass. Come on, defence, man. Why is that just letting him through? Come on, boys. Literally just let him through there. So that game ends 5-1 to Real Madrid. Very, very comfortable. Karim Benzema scoring a hat-trick. Vinicius Jr. with 2 assists. We also got 2 assists from Toni Kroos as well. The key players are doing fairly well. We on to the next game. Next game is possibly the last game. It's after the international break as well. It is Real Betis at home. Let's end this with a win. And hopefully this video has helped you guys as well. So we are at our 4th and final game. I mean, I was going to wait until we play a decent team, but we're not really playing a decent team until a long time. The next game after that is Girona at home, which, I mean, that's also an easy win. But I guess the idea of this video was just finding different ways of creating tactics and finding different ways of getting the best out of certain players as well. That was really the main part, not necessarily, hey, look, this is a great tactic, please use it. So this is the team that we're going to go with. There is something I wanted to try, actually. What was it? I cannot remember. We're going to remove this offside trap. What about this? Sit more narrow and get Modric to stay wider. Hopefully we get a nice partnership. We're already seeing a decent partnership between them. Not like we need to change things, but I want to see if we can actually tweak something to see if we can get more of that. So, ask Ancelotti for the team talk, go to the tunnel and match preview. Let's get stuck into today's game. Superb move by Real Madrid, but we didn't get to see it, even though it's unextended as well. So, nothing happening in the first 20 minutes. Oh, we finally see something. Finally, here's Courtois. Plays it to Rudiger. Tuchemani now out on that right flank. Carvajal, Toni Kroos, Rudiger. Decent. Benzi. Vinicius. Oh! Everybody do the Vinicius dance because that was absolutely beautiful. Here's Valverde on the ball. Plays it back to Benzema. Benzema dropping deep, linking up play and creating chances is exactly what we want. Lovely, lovely goal. Oh, we've got a free kicker. Oh, it's David. It's too far to keep. I know he's got... Oh, wait. Oh, it's a goal. Eder Militao. 2-0. Here's David Alaba on a free kick. He just whips it at the far post. Eder Militao there. and it's 2-0. Alaba has been brought down. Toni Kroos whips it for our post. It should be free. Courtois. Now we're going to play out from the back. Luka Modric. We haven't actually seen this. This is the first time we're seeing Real Madrid building this tactic. Here's Valverde bringing the balls forward. I was going to say 1-2 there, but it wasn't. Tchouaméni, Modric, and he gets his goal as well. Toni Kroos and Alaba haven't scored, actually. I was just about to say all 5 of our key players have scored, but they haven't. But we've seen a lot from our 5 key players, which is obviously a good sign. And I'm happy it happened as well, because otherwise this video would have been down the drain. And it's 3-0. Luka Modric just taps it in. Here's Alex Moreno. Look, pressure in him. Pressure. Look at that. Forcing an error. Exactly what we want. Vinicius, Toni Kroos. Look at that. Nice football. What a goal. Vinicius. Did you see that positional rotation there? Vinicius Jr. comes inside, Luka Modric goes on the outside. Now, I'm not exactly sure if that's just the player instructions that are set there, but if you just watch these two here, as Vinicius comes in, look at Modric. He covers, that is normally where Vinicius would run, and then obviously now Vinicius is where Modric would be, and our keeper should be saving that all day. Keeper should be saving that, but we're still going to celebrate because that was a very good goal. And it's 4-0. We haven't had a ridiculous amount of shots. You know, you usually get tactics with like 15, 16 shots a half. But the important thing is that we are creating decent chances. We've got 4 half chances today. Even though the XG doesn't really say, we scored 4 with an XG on 0.87. I feel that XG could be slightly higher. With Valverde, I'm also thinking to tweak. I mean, we don't necessarily need to tweak his role, but we can have a Mazzala, someone that naturally moves into channels, because we don't actually have anybody trying to attack the channels in this sort of area. We've got the Benzema, but that's possibly about it. So we're going to try Valverde on a Mazzala, someone that literally looks to attack that channel. Here's Ramos. Plays it to Pizzella. I thought that was Sergio Ramos for a second. Canales. Moreno. Pizzella. They can't go forward. They can't get it forward. Here's Modric. Vinicius. Valverde already in that channel. He should have scored. Here's Toni Kroos. Whips it far post. And I was just about to say 5, but no. The crossbar saves Raul Betis. We are now approaching the 70th minute. Do we have Rodrigo on the bench? Yeah, I'm going to see if he can do the Vinicius job. I want to see if Marco Asensio can do the Luka Modric job. And we're going to actually Eden Hazard as Valverde as well. Even though that's physical, I would say Mazzala's kind of technical as well. Those subs are not helping us whatsoever. And that wraps up the game. Once again, another team that just can't get a shot on target against us. Defensively, it looks like we are set up well going forward. I mean, we're seeing Vinicius Jr. here scoring a double. Luka Modric getting on the score sheet as well. Now, let's go. Actually, let's see the squad stats and see how our 5 key players have done. So looking at top goal scorers, we do have Vinicius Jr. and Benzema both scoring 4 in 5. Looking at the creative players, we've got Vinicius Jr., Toni Kroos and Luka Modric. That is literally, well, we've got David Alaba as well. We can't quite get the best out of him. You know what? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to send these guys on holiday. So they missed that Champions League game, which obviously we don't care about. It's just for today's video. So we're going to skip the game till next week against Girona. We're going to tweak Alaba and see if we can get something out of him. So we're at Girona and I'm pretty happy with the system. Actually, for Valverde, we can have a Mazzala here as well. So now I'm pretty happy with the system, and it's one player, Alaba. What can we do? We could possibly just give him the fullback on attack, wing back on attack, but he crosses more often, crosses from the byline. Even a fullback will cross more often. Yeah. It's just the wing back. The complete wing back is not giving us anything. So we're going to use a full back on attack, but we're going to use some settings here. We're going to have, well, nothing. Take more risk. He's got very good passing. He's got to take more risk. So we can do that. We can do that. This is going to be the last game today, I promise. Hopefully we get something out of Alaba, and then that will just be absolutely perfect. So let's get stuck into this game against Girona. I mean, he's possibly going to get a good rating if we play well, but we want to see him have a positive influence. Let's go. Manu Vallejo right into Quanto's arms. Let's just have a look at Alaba. Here he is. Play that down the line. Vinicius. Oh, nice little underlap there from Alaba. Look, Valverde again, that run so often. Vinicius Jr. into Valverde. That run or that little movement, it gets captured so often. I think this is going to be a pen. Yeah, it's a pen. Benzi's going to step up and Benzi's going to smash this home. 1-0. It's another highlight. David Lopez. Alex Garcia, Manny Vallejo, Ivan Martin, Alex Garcia, Vallejo. Oh, come on, boys. Getting ripped apart by Girona there. Brilliant from Alaba. So we're seeing something. Toni Kroos whips it in. Benzi hits the woodwork. Goal kick. Let's win that. Eder Militao. Oh, Vinicius. He's just electric. He is electric. Has Alaba overlapping. Tries to play that pass. Could have done it. Something better there. Valverde touching many. Oh, unlucky. Here's a throw in. David Alaba into Vinicius' feet. Toni Kroos. David Alaba. Benzi turns. Oh, unlucky Alaba. How did Vinicius even miss that? I know it was offside, but that's mad. So we're seeing something from Alaba, finally. We're seeing a lot more from Alaba, though he's losing the ball often. Oh, good pressure, Alaba. Oh, we've hit the woodwork again. What is going on? The goalkeeper has the ball, throws it to Gutierrez. What is going on? What the frig, man? I hate when a game does that. You know what? We're going to take Rudiger off stopper because weird things are happening at the back. It's 1-0 at half-time. Weird things are happening at the back. We're going to take this off Rudiger because I just do not like it. I do not like it. Here's Carvajal to Tchouaméni. Inside the box. Unlucky. Gutierrez cuts it out. Oh my God. How's he gone through two guys there? Here's Modric. Benzi, hold it up. Well done. Rudiger. Bringing it forward. Wow. He loves to drive with the ball. Toni Kroos. Luka, play that through ball. There it is. Benzi. I thought one more pass was there. I thought one more pass was on for Vinicius there. Carvajal, Valverde, Tchouaméni. Yeah, I like that. Okay then. Here, David Alaba into Kroos. Alaba, Modric, Kroos. Nice. Oh. Nice. Nice. Valverde. All the time. All the time, Valverde. All the time. Only if you had better finishing. Toni Kroos, Benzi, 2-0. Easy. Benzi's just too strong in the box. Too strong. Yeah, we've ripped them apart. It was a fairly easy game, though. We didn't really score from open play. It was a two set pieces and another one. Alaba, can you top it off? He tops it off in the last kick. He tops it off in the last minute. He finally shows us something. He shows us what he can do. And what a free kick. Come on. Finally, Alaba. Finally. And unfortunately, that wraps up today's video. We absolutely smashed Girona, which we expected we was going to do anyway. And yeah, a nice little video. I've enjoyed recording this one. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. If you think you've enjoyed that video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. You can leave a comment with your tactical recommendations and you can also subscribe as well. That would be fantastic. You can also download the OneFootball app. I'll see you guys soon. Stay safe. God bless. I'll see y'all soon. Bleep.